series Evil Lynx, original, Ep.3, Journey into the Dark Forest, the terrifying secret in the cave. Following the guidance of the book, the three children hurriedly left the abandoned house, crossing desolate roads to enter the dense forest. Under the pale moonlight filtering through the trees, the path became darker and eerier than ever. The three of them walked in silence, their hearts filled with tension and fear, yet equally full of determination. As they neared the center of the forest, where legend had it that the Catwoman had been tied to a stone pillar by the villagers, Lydia stopped and pointed ahead. "Look," she whispered, her voice trembling. In the distance, shrouded in mist, a dark cave appeared, its entrance gaping as if ready to swallow everything around it. Henry took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. "We have to go in there," he said, his voice soft but resolute. "The book says that the key to breaking the curse lies deep within this cave." The group silently entered the cave, the air inside cold, dark, and damp. Their footsteps echoed clearly in the eerie stillness. The deeper they ventured, the more labyrinthine the cave became, as though it was leading them into a maze with no escape. Strange characters and symbols like those in the book began to appear on the rock walls, and strange whispers echoed from all around, causing Lydia to step back in fright. "Are we going the right way?" Henry asked, his voice shaky but still trying to remain calm. Josh looked at the book, following its cryptic instructions. "Yes, this is the right path. We're almost there," he replied, though a heavy feeling weighed on his heart. After groping through the darkness for a while, they finally reached a large chamber deep inside the cave. At the center stood a tall stone pillar, weathered by time, surrounded by bizarre and unsettling symbols. Lydia looked at the pillar and stammered, This is where she was tied and left to die." Josh opened the book and quickly flipped to the last page. "To free the woman's soul, we need to perform an ancient ritual. It requires an item that belonged to her, something she left behind before she died." At that moment, Lydia suddenly remembered the strange cat statue in the abandoned house. "The cat statue! That might be the item we need," she exclaimed. Just then, a sharp cat-like cry echoed through the stillness of the cave. From the deep shadows, a figure gradually emerged. But it wasn't a normal person. It was the woman with the cat-like face that the village had spoken of for generations. Her skin was covered in black fur, her deep green eyes gleamed in the darkness, and a sorrowful aura emanated from her twisted form. The three children froze, none daring to move, their terrified eyes fixed on the Catwoman. But instead of attacking, as the legend suggested, she stood there, silent, before speaking in a raspy, mournful voice that sent chills through the air. "I was not always a monster," she began, her voice echoing as if from a distant past. "Hundreds of years ago, I was just an ordinary woman, living peacefully with my family in this village. But when a drought struck, the villagers panicked and believed I was the one who brought bad luck. They tied me to this stone pillar, leaving me to starve, hoping that I would take their curse with me." She paused, her eyes filled with hatred, but also immense sorrow. "Before I died, in my fury and despair, I cursed the village. My spirit turned into a cat demon, forever haunting this place. But I lost control, unable to contain my hunger and rage. On full moon nights, I sought out innocent children, as if to avenge my fate." The three children listened to her mournful tale, their hearts sinking. The Catwoman wasn't an evil monster from the beginning. She was a victim of the villagers' superstition and violence. She continued, her voice growing weaker. I don't want to live in this monstrous form anymore. But the curse is too strong. I need your help to free me. The cat statue you saw in the abandoned house, it is the key. Bring it here, perform the ritual from the book, and help release me from this punishment. I don't want to take any more children. The children were silent, their hearts filled with both pity and fear. They looked at each other, and without speaking, they all understood that this was their only chance to end the village's nightmare. Henry was the first to speak, his voice trembling but resolute. We'll help you. We'll bring the statue back. The Catwoman looked at the three children, her emerald eyes reflecting hope for the first time in centuries. Thank you. Hurry, before the full moon turns me into a monster again. After hearing the Catwoman's words, the three children immediately left the cave and returned to the abandoned house with a sense of urgency. They no longer felt the same fear as before. Instead, they were filled with determination and hope that they could break the curse and bring peace to the village. When they reached the house, the moonlight still illuminated the space, casting its glow on the old wooden planks and the strange cat statue on the altar. Henry, Josh, and Lydia slowly approached the statue. Lydia carefully lifted it, her eyes filled with both curiosity and worry. The three children quickly returned to the forest, following the directions in the book. As they entered the cave, the moonlight filtered through the trees, casting eerie rays of light into the darkness. The three of them quickly placed the cat statue on a large stone, as instructed by the book, and began performing the ritual. Mysterious chants echoed from the book, each word reverberating through the cold, dark cave. The atmosphere around them began to change, growing heavier, as though all the supernatural forces of the village were converging in this one place. The wind began to howl, swirling up dry leaves and debris, forming a strange vortex around the statue. Henry, Josh, and Lydia continued to chant the incantations, even as their hearts raced in fear. As the ritual neared completion, a strange light emanated from the cat statue, filling the cave. Time seemed to freeze for a moment, and everything fell silent. The three children stood still, their eyes fixed on the Catwoman. Her sharp, cat-like eyes had softened, now filled with warmth and hope. Just as the final words of the chant were spoken, the Catwoman's body began to change. The grotesque, twisted features gradually disappeared, and the soft black fur on her face slowly receded. Before the children stood a normal woman, gentle, with sad yet grateful eyes. She looked at the children, a faint but sincere smile appearing on her lips. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice no longer filled with sorrow and coldness, but instead relief. "Because of you, I've been freed. I endured loneliness and hatred for so long, but now I can finally rest." The three children stood in silence for a long time, still unable to fully grasp what had just happened. The cold wind howled through the cave, mingling with the sound of their labored breaths, making the atmosphere both mysterious and tense. Their hearts raced, partly in fear and partly in relief, after completing such a monumental task. Henry stood still for a moment, his eyes full of emotion as he gazed at the woman who had just been freed. He took a deep breath, then softly spoke, his voice still shaky from the ordeal. You don't need to thank us. We just heard your story and didn't want it to continue. We just wanted to save the innocent." The woman smiled kindly, her eyes filled with gratitude. My name is Caroline. Before the drought and the curse turned me into a monster, I once lived happily in this village," she softly said, her voice full of regret. "Now, the curse is broken, but the cat statue still holds dark power. Please, help me. Take it deep into the cave where no one can ever find it again. No one should wield such dangerous power." With that, the woman bid them farewell, gradually fading away like mist.